Hey guys, and welcome back to Greenlight Cinema. I'm here with your host, Brandon Pacheco.
Hi guys.
And I'm his co-host, his wife, Julia Pacheco. So in this episode, we're going to talk about episode 7, season 5 of Fargo. And it's called Linda. So here's a small explanation of why it's called Linda. So Dot, or Nadine, in a sense hallucinates that Linda, who is Roy's ex-wife, presumed dead, as well as Gator's true mother, biological mother, and she's played by Carrie Matchett. So Dot believes that Linda is actually still alive and hiding in a place called Camp Utopia.
How does she know about this? We're probably going to see, I guess. I can't even remember. We've only seen this once, so this is our first review and watch for this.
I believe this is within her hallucination.
Oh,
She gets like a note or a matchbook or something that gives her an idea that Linda's alive.
Okay.
I think that's how she assumes this. Or she sees a sign on the road called Camp Utopia, and she thinks that's where Linda's
See, that's
at.
actually what I remember. And I wrote down a couple of things, guys, for the last episode. So it was a little weird because we didn't have Dot, but nonetheless, it was still a great episode. It was kind of an interesting episode, the last one, because there was a lot about Indrid and kind of her plight and what she has to go through. But Indrid, she delivered Scotty back to the home of Lorraine, and she gives Lorraine, which she probably shouldn't, Dot's records, and we get and Lorraine gets more of a feel for all the things that Dot's had to go through, and kind of, I believe, looks at her in a whole new light, maybe, hopefully. So, ready to start this new episode?
Yes, real quick.
Yeah.
She believes Linda's at Camp Utopia because of a dream.
I don't know if we even see the dream. Maybe this is the dream.
She goes to Linda in a dream so she can help her tell the truth to the police about Roy.
That's right. So we're getting a recap, guys, on what we've seen.
And when she sees Camp Utopia road sign, that's what makes her believe the dream was real.
Like the mama bear, the baby bear.
Yep.
So he's put a tracker device on his car. That's
On
classic.
his car?
Well, I guess technically it's old Munch's mom, but we don't.
Oh yes, yes.
How did he even get here? I think he's an entity brought by God, maybe, because they always got those supernatural forces.
Gator is known to mess things up, so how in the world was he smart enough to know to put a GPS on it?
He knows a few tricks from his dad, being in law enforcement.
True. But his dad being the narcissist that he is, he's not going to give away every secret.
That's true. Whoa, spoken real smart there, babe.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Guys, while we're watching this, I'm going to see if this is actually true.
Actually, I think that this is the one season that's not true, but I could be wrong. And I also heard that this one don't connect much to the rest. By the way, guys, we know that all the Fargo season 5 is out, but we have not seen it all. So it's going to be interesting. Oh my gosh, here we are at Old Munch.
I love Old Munch.
Oh yeah, he's a great character. I guess there's a little Easter egg right there. He said, pissing a cup to stay clean. Season 3, Ray Stussy.
Pause.
Why?
Pause. Despite the opening text, just like the movie, and 4 TV seasons before it, Fargo Season 5 is not actually based on a true story.
It was something I think the writers came up with, right?
The show, it's all just made up. Showrunner Noah Haley said back when the very first season was premiering back in 2014, none of these seasons are true. They are actually made up.
It's kind of like a pretext, you see. Kind of put you in the mindset of this happened a long time ago. You have nothing to worry about, but it kind of gives you the sense that it may be true and it did happen. I think that's kind of a neat tagline. Let's get back to this.
The movie's not true either.
Yeah.
$6? What the fuck, Ma?
There really wasn't Ed the Butcher, though,
Yes.
in history.
Maybe you don't buy 106 packs of beer, eh?
There really is a Camp Utopia. It's a commune.
Who the fuck is this?
I live here now.
I live here now.
A border? You holding out on me, Ma? How much is he paying you?
Trade.
What?
No payment. Trade.
Kind of trade? That sounds like bullshit.
Like a dog.
Munch's step-in mom
The house.
Is he for real, Ma?
has a biological son who's came in
That's not shit.
and is kind of trying to take over. But he's defending step-in mom.
Oh, here we go. We get that little nostalgia. Yeah! Man, that's just like the original film with the Coens. Gosh, that was great. If you had a side-by-side scene of that. Alright, now this is important here because I heard that the music on the radio is telling the story of what's going on with Dot. She looks wore out right now. I wonder how long she's going without sleep. Keep going, Dot. Look, she's about dozing off. The car just ding, 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 ding. Get back in the road, wake up. Like, we don't know in this scene that she's going to look for Linda. She didn't say to anybody where she's going. We just assume that we think she's going to go take out Roy. You hear that? I am your puppet. See, that's a little Easter egg to like what's gonna happen. They do the puppet thing. Gosh, this episode's got Easter eggs all over the place, guys. There's one point she wears a University of Virginia hoodie sweater thing. What's the meaning of that about? We live in Virginia. Alright, she's at this gas stop. Look, there's that postcard that says Camp Utopia. So is all this in her mind? When I first watched this, I think I'm looking too hard. On the post-it board, there was something about puppets, and there was something about Camp Utopia as a postcard. So this may be just forming up in her subconscious, and she just dreams about it because obviously she's sleepy.
Which could be a sign of schizophrenia, I'm just saying.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this scene. Where the hell is this? Is this at Roy's?
No, she's asleep right now.
Did she doze off at the diner?
Yep.
Got you. That's the postcard
And
that we
that's
seen
where
in the
she
restaurant.
sees- Yep.
Okay. See, this is so this is the episode, guys. By the way, every season of Fargo does this, where it just deviates from the norm, and we're right here at it, where it's deviating a little bit from what we were. What, you know what I mean? This don't have our regular characters. It's just Dot going on her way. And I want to say too that I think this is kind of neat. I've read that Noah Hawley put a little bit of a Wizard of Oz spin on this, which is
Yes.
really interesting. I want to say he did this in season 4 and also in season 2. Mike Milligan's quoting the guy.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub Boyd.
1, 2, and 2, 1 through and through. The Jabberwocky. So there's always a little bit of Wizard of Oz with these Fargo seasons. I'm not sure why, but I like that little touch.
I seen that when I was looking stuff up.
Yeah.
Noah Haley is a big
I am
Wizard of
too.
Oz fan.
And I thought that when I first started watching this season, I was like, her name's Dot. I'm like, is he throwing another? I guess he is. I think that's kind of neat. You should be able to throw in your interest in your own craft.
He is also a Nightmare Before Christmas fan,
Huh.
which is why he threw that into this as well.
I just figured Disney finally sanctioned it. Here you go, take the Little Mermaid too. So she's made it to Camp Utopia in her brain. But as an audience, we kind of don't really know this yet.
Yeah, we don't know this yet. Yeah, Noah Haley. He paid for sub rights for some things.
I thought Disney had cross promote or had some IP. I thought they
I'm talking
owned
about
this.
for Wizard of Oz.
That's
Yeah.
right, because that's not a Disney owned thing.
Yep.
Kind of though.
Paramount MGM.
Oh. They made that dumbass movie called The Great and Powerful Oz 10 years ago. It was Mila Kunis. Bullshit.
Who was the main actor?
James Franco.
Had they not got him to do it,
Yeah.
and they got Johnny Depp,
Yeah.
like he was originally supposed to be, it would have been a better movie.
Alright, so now we got a puppet show she's walked into. An abusive puppet show at that. Can we
Warning, domestic violence in this episode.
Not just in this episode. Can we take a minute? Let's take a minute to talk about how this is deviated away completely from organized crime and focusing on domestic violence, which is kind of interesting. I mean,
Well, think about it. Women are hard.
she just passed out.
Men are
God
very.
bless her heart.
When women are sexually assaulted or beaten or raped, police don't tend to give the men so much harshity. Even in this day and age, there's still men and police officers that believe out of the Bible that you should discipline your women if they get out of line.
Oh, that's Roy's character all the way, unfortunately.
Which is why they're doing this. It's, in a sense, organized crime without it being organized so well.
She's looking for Linda now. Hey, now, right there is a painting of Marge Gunderson. Someone noticed on the Fargo group. Good eye, whoever noticed that. See right there? That's from the original. Huh?
Who's Marge Gunderson?
She's the gal from the first movie that was she was the chief lady. She's pregnant in the 1996 movie. It's been a long time since we watched it, babe. We'll have to rewatch it. That was a good women empowerment movie. This is a great women empowerment season.
Yes.
It's paying great homage.
Okay, so now she's met Linda.
Or reunited with Linda.
Or reunited. So apparently she met Linda long ago when she was a teenager, when Linda was with Roy, and Linda took in Dot, and then after Roy became kind of what you would call obsessed with Dot.
Fed Dot to Roy because she was sick and tired of the abuse, and in a gross way she knew how Roy was, so we get a great explanation from Linda. From Dot. We got this little scene with Wayne and Scotty. I like this. He's like, just let them get a car for a car. And the guy's like, wait, what about capitalism, boss?
That's not really how capitalism works.
But also remember, he still has some slight mental defects.
I don't know if it's that or he just really wants to do good where it's the holidays and he's just hoping the goodwill will come back to him, being that goodwill being Dot coming back.
Being Minnesotan, they don't really have a mean bone.
Well, they do, but they have a Minnesota nice, like bunch of.
It's like his brain traumatic injury completely got rid of the Minnesota nice, and it's just completely nice and giving now.
Boy, that would have been a great season, but Wayne was already like this to begin with. Kinda, I mean, he's just a little scrambled.
We solved that, I thought. Give a car, get a car. Each has received a gift, use it to serve one another.
He can afford to kind of give cars away at half price, if not free, because of his
I was
mother-in-law.
thinking the same. And he's a giant contrast to Jerry Lumbergard and when we watched him as a car salesman.
Except Jerry Lumbergard was out to get all the money that he can get, where this guy just knows what that can do to affect somebody because of his mother's business.
Yeah, he's a complete opposite contrast.
Yeah.
There's her University of Virginia hoodie. I want someone to explain to me why she's wearing that here.
It is burgundy with gold stripes, and that's our hokey colors.
Guys, how many people here have ever tried to make a puppet? I actually made one in high school. Marionette, like what she's making, only I did the paper mache. And let me tell you, that took months to do. So she gets this, you know, this is a dream. She gets this done in like no time.
I've made finger puppets. And
Gosh, I got saw the wood. This is a whole craftsmanship.
I helped make some puppets for drama for my fashion design class because, you know, you sew. That's about it.
Yeah, I had to make the clothes. That was,
But these women are making it out of wood.
I made Brack from the Brack show. He's in storage. I don't know. Maybe I'll post a picture if I could find him one day. But oh, he was a mess. Hot glue guns, and paper mache. We're having a meal with the Lindas now. Oh, we have a hot dish. They had to let this one come out around Thanksgiving, I think. Sister Schubert. That was a great little comment.
That makes sense.
Hey, Gator, he's trying, I think. That's what she told him. That's what she... He may want to be good, but he's got too much of Roy's influence.
I think for Gator, he only wants to do good as long as he's getting something out of it. He gets the good from Linda, but wanting something out of it, that's obviously Roy.
But to be fair, we hadn't seen his character do a lot of good at all. Not at all. What is it?
I was thinking, and yeah, you're right. I can't think of anything Gator's done good.
Hurry up, Dot, make this puppet.
Except when he was breaking into the house, he did tell one of the burglars not to kill, not to kill Dot, and not to go after, and not to kill the child, and not to go after the child.
Yeah, that's some weird Zen advice. She said, "You don't need to be here unless you need to be here." She wants you to live in the now. Oh my gosh, here we go. Here's Gator. We were watching the other day the MyD channels, and we're saying they always have Red Bull or something. He just opened up an energy drink and just... I was like, gosh. Julia and I, we've said they made him like the worst douchey of characters. Like, he's got a vape, he's got a Red Bull, it's a beef jerk. And like, they're like, but these are things we like. But they're like, here's this jerky character taking all this stuff.
So I don't know how many of our followers are from Virginia or North Carolina, but if boys or douchey men, this is like 5 things they gotta have: a vape, a Slim Jim, a Red Bull or a Mountain Dew.
His hat's backwards.
A hat.
His hat's
and
backwards.
A truck. 5 things they gotta have.
The only thing that's missing from this smuck is he needs like a video game controller every now and then. Hey, I gotta play Fortnite.
I mean, this guy could pass as a Virginian because of just how he acts.
Or every 20-year-old. Hey, look, I hate this. I don't like this scene. Thanks, Noah Hawley, for making me care about shit. Oh, no, Munch. He's playing cat and mouse with him. Yeah,
Munch is smart.
Yeah, but we have a casualty that didn't need to have to happen. Don't harm the elderly.
It was,
it was
the son.
Right. He used him for a bait and trap. Gosh, that's smart. He did like a Home Alone.
Did they come back? Iris.
Like, you know, when Kevin McAllister had all those inflatable things around his house.
I have no feelings.
He's a Home Alone fan.
Bad feelings towards the son dying because he was completely taking advantage of his mother.
Yeah, we had like 5 seconds of this asshole character, and they're like, wipe him out. And the audience, they don't care about shit like that. They're like, yeah, get rid of him.
He's known as a C character.
Yes, or your filler. Hey, he could have slid on the ice and blew his brains out like Gaetano in season 4. I can't remember. I remembered his name. Boy, that was a hard name to remember in season 4. Gaetano Fada. I like this shot when he breaks his window. It looks like something from the 90s. It's just shot well. I love that. Oh, God bless her.
And all she's doing is defending herself.
Her car and her property. And Gator's such a weak ass. Gosh, lady,
But
no.
he didn't mean to.
He didn't
Gator
mean to.
didn't mean to.
But he could have, not scuffled with an elderly.
If the ground hadn't been so cold and frozen,
And she hadn't been so elderly and fell.
well, the fall, she may have survived if the ground hadn't been literally like. I mean, it was concrete and ice.
We got this little somber scene where, like, this guy does care. He says something. It's like, she never did anything. I think he tells Gator that in one of the later episodes. I'm like, you got me with old Munch and this old lady, okay?
I feel like this is old Munch long lost relative.
He don't even yell, baby. He's so hurt. He's
He's so hurt he can't yell. He's just crying.
That's powerful.
I feel like Wayne is staring at the stars, hoping that Dot's staring at the same
I
stars.
was thinking the same thing. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah.
So now, Dot's doing a puppet show for Linda to explain her
Very elaborate too,
backstory.
because we got like other puppets and smoke, and I guess she's doing all the voices, which is pretty cool.
Stupid bitch. See how that works?
Probably doing these puppets is the best way you could actually show a backstory for this.
Pretty too. I bet
I don't know.
all
The
don't get shy on me now, darling. We're peas in a pod.
Look how big
Seven
his hand.
Reasons I Died
Don't you come sit on my lap.
on Netflix.
13 Reasons Why or something.
13 Reasons Why.
Boys said Linda had to go to
They show sodomization in that.
Whoa, jeez. I like this little puppet thing. Like, Roy looks ugly enough for, like, you're supposed to fear him. Like, this is done stylistically in a very neat way, without it being tacky or anything.
On her mind,
Linda every night and then come to me.
Linda was leaving. The reason Linda was leaving more was so that
They could have more time together.
Roy and Dot could have more time together.
Because he had me. And what we had was true love. And then I was his puppet.
I like how they made a black and white filter almost when they show her face and that.
And women, this is truly how it goes. In the beginning, all good, all great.
For a bad toxic relationship, right?
Yes, for a bad toxic relationship. But the minute that you or they say that they're ready for a commitment, that's when everything goes downhill. They start accusing you. They start calling you names. You think it's a funny little joke, no harm, and it's enough to make them hit you.
This season's a very interesting spotlight on domestic violence, I'd say.
And I am been a personal victim of domestic violence twice. Not by my husband. My husband, he's the best. He's the best in the world.
I try.
He is a prince. He is a woman's dream come true. And no, you cannot have him. Good luck finding one any better, but you can't have him.
Where would it be?
I'm a little touched. I'm going to say, like, we needed that little puppet backstory. I've complained that we didn't get a backstory, but now that was great. That was very emotional, moving, and
Really am.
done very stylistically very well.
Yes,
I love
very
that.
well.
I like that. It wouldn't have
But
been
is
much of
it-
a battle if Linda had got in the car with her right away.
And all of this would have been amazing if it had happened.
Yeah, that's true.
We have...
There's a small part of me, I think, that Belt forgot. Oh, I see. She did
Yep.
take a nap. And
Yep.
she never even got her pancakes until now.
Yep.
Boy, what in the world? That's... Okay.
But that could be enough to give her the strength she needs.
Yeah, I guess she needed to get rest somewhere. I was actually wondering about that. I was like, what is this, day 3, 4 for her? And she's still wearing the scrubs she wore in the last episode. I mean, in episode 5. That was a great CG effect.
You're awake? No, don't strain yourself. You hit your head pretty hard there.
My friend,
Who?
the woman in my car.
She has an amazing Minnesotan accent to be British.
Oh, I don't know, hon.
Yeah.
You came in by yourself?
I gotta say, though, Martin Friedman, Lester Nygaard, that guy blew my mind.
Yeah, he was good too. Really good.
By the way, he was married to someone named Linda. Where is she at in all this episode, huh? The second Mrs. Nygaard's Linda Nygaard.
She died, remember?
I know, but it could have been in this as a little Easter egg, right?
Yeah.
Anthologies.
Yes.
So she said her husband's waiting on her. We're all hoping and thinking it's going to be Wayne.
I know it's not.
Yeah. It would have ended right here if it had been.
Yep.
And look, he's wearing the exact same thing as Puppet was wearing.
Yep.
The hat, the flannel coat, and all of it. Oh, jeez, look at this. And this is kind of a recreating the scene we seen with the puppet where he visited her in bed. Remember that?
Mhm.
He's got to be the worst, sickest character ever made in a Fargo.
No. I disagree. The guy that played Billy Bob Thornton,
No.
whoever Billy Bob Thornton played,
Lorne Malvo. And Lorne Malvo was a great character, and we rooted for him, though.
yes,
Toward
but
the
he
end, till
was
the
the
end.
sickest. He played so many mind games on that dude.
On that
And
dude.
so-
Damn animal more than me. No, it's different. Some sick bastard gets off on hurting little things.
Who else knows about the money?
So many people.
But think about all the stuff Roy's
All right,
done.
he's the most deranged.
Deranged, yes, that's a great...
Roy is the sickest, the most monstrous.
What do you think of the season so far? Now, that was the last of the episode. Roy, he said, I gotcha, when he seen Dot in the hospital.
Honestly, I wanted to believe that at least this season was true because I have read and seen like documentaries and read different stories, and I was in a support group, so I've heard of women who were so domestically violated, and some were sexually violated, some were just beat, some were just controlled. They weren't exactly beat, but they weren't allowed to leave the house. They would be locked in their room. I mean, there's different types of domestic violence, including mental violence.
I think this is a great little thing this season to showcase that.
Yes.
That's going on still.
Exactly.
Anyone that has that, they shouldn't be afraid to speak up.
Exactly. But for those women who are scared to speak up or who won't be believed, especially in the state of Minnesota,
I'm really liking this season, but there's some things that they're missing.
this is my favorite season when it comes to shining a light on domestic violence and women getting help.
Right.
My favorite Fargo season ever is number 2.
Yeah, that was a great season. We love that season.
And that's because Patrick Wilson.
Yeah.
He's
a Virginia native, actually, like me and Julie.
I would like to say thank you to Noah Haley. You've done great with writing.
And domestic violence, opening the door for that. That's been...
Yes, thank you for shining a light on domestic violence.
Yeah.
With that being said, ladies, give this a watch. Really give this a watch. trigger warnings, but give this a watch. Men, don't give it a watch unless
If you're into Fargo, you're gonna like it.
you're going to
Like
like
me.
it. But if you have the mental capacity of Roy,
Jeez, I would like to see someone like that try and watch this.
yeah, it's going to be hard for you to watch. That's just my opinion. So, like, subscribe, share, and join us for our next review. Thank you. Julia out.
All right, guys. Thanks and bye.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son. The jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub Boyd, and shun the frumious Bandersnatch. And as if in uffish thought he stood, the Jabberwock with eyes aflame came whiffling through the togi wood and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, and through. The vorpal blade did snicker snack. He left it dead, and with its head, he went galumphing back.